Hey guys, welcome to the first part of this week's Coffee and Hero Show, taking you through all the new graphic novels, collections, omnibuses, hardcovers, and everything in between coming into the store this week. So last week we have been working really hard, just improving the store where we can, improving our stock levels. Tons of new stock has went out into the back issue bays. We've done a whole pile of new grab bags, so DC Marvel Indie grab bags, a whole pile of those were by the new releases. We already added to the back catalogue of graphic novels before this delivery actually came in, and then this delivery came in and it's the biggest delivery we've ever taken in the history of the store. Between single issue releases this week, massive stock up of graphic novels and so forth as well. We've got magazine size storage boxes in as well. We've got more bags and boards in. As I say, just tons of stuff ordered in the store this week just to, again, improve the overall choice of everything we have. And make sure that hopefully whatever you guys are looking for when you come in, we're able to help you out. But as I say, this episode's more to just take you through the new stuff into the store. As you can see, I'm surrounded by rather a lot. But you'll see a big collection of volumes here, first of all. So I'll kick things off with that. What these are hardcover deluxe editions for Frank Miller's Sin City. So there's 5 of these in total. We've got all 5 in. They're essentially absolute size in terms of their format, very similar to what DC do. But what these deluxe ones do as well, they also include a cover gallery with art from previous editions, pin-up galleries. You get extra material, you get little prints as well. They're pretty definitive, and Sin City is one of the best comics of all time in my opinion. So having it in this format is an absolute must for any Sin City fan. So as I say, there's volume 5 there, which is Family Values. Volume 4, which is That Yellow Bastard. You have volume 3, which is The Big Fat Kill. You have volume 2, which is A Dame to Kill For. We finish it all off with the very first ever Sin City, which was The Hard Goodbye as well. So really class editions. Those, as I say, I mean, Frank Miller at that point was operating at the top of his game, art-wise, story-wise, thematically. And again, just those being deluxe definitive editions is great to see. So onto these 2 massive piles here, and as I say, tons to take you through. So kick things off with Tales from the Dark Side. This was an adaptation of a TV show. Joe Hill, Gabriel Rodriguez, you may recognize that team. That is the Lock and Key team, doing a little bit of anthology horror there. We have The Rocketeer at War. We always love getting these pulp heroes in as well. Rocketeer proves very popular. This, I believe, was a 4-issue mini-series. We have Road of Bones from Rich Douek and Alex Cormack. Alex Cormack, of course, the artist on Sync, which I'm always, talking about the virtues of. This was a really class horror book, which was set during 1953. It was to do with like a prison break in the Snowy Mountains, and what's worse, the prison itself or the mountains that you escape into. We've got a couple of older volumes in of the Ultimate X-Men stuff. There's another one through here, I think, as well. This is volume 7, called Blockbuster. This covers issues 34 to 39, written by Brian Michael Bendis. We're always being asked for Western stuff, and I came across this, which is a book called Red Range, written by Joe R. Lansdale, art by Sam Glanzman. It's described as a wild Western adventure, which has been called an edgy tale like no other, an outrageous story on par with Tarantino on his best, and a saga replete with monstrous genre-bending story twist as well. It was originally released in 1999, seems to be getting a second life with the modern editions. Next up we have Mighty Thor. This is by Dan Jurgens and John Romita Jr., so absolute classic era Thor stuff. So this collects Thor 14 to 17, but also Iron Man 21 to 24, Peter Parker, Spider-Man number 11, and Juggernaut the 8th Day, all collected into one edition. Next up, back in stock is We Have Demons. This is from Scott Snyder and Greg Capullo. This was part of the Scott Snyder Scottober a couple of years ago, where he released a whole pile of new digital books. They've been coming out in graphic novel form through Dark Horse. So there was Clear with Francis Manapul, there was Barnstormers with Tulalo Tay, there was Night of the Ghoul with Francesco Francavilla, and this was his big, massive action monster book with his Batman New 52 cohort, Greg Capullo. Great stuff. Next up is 20th Century Men. I'll be honest, I don't know an awful lot about this. The reason I've ordered it in is because it's written by Denise Camp, who is going to be the writer for Ultimate X-Men. So anytime there's a title I'm looking forward to, if I don't know an awful lot about the creators, I tend to look into their past and what they've written before. This has got so many great testimonies on the back about how amazing it is, and it does sound class. At the end of the 20th century, superheroes, geniuses, and madmen rushed towards World War III A Soviet iron hero, a superpowered American president, an insane cyborg soldier, an Afghan woman hell-bent on building a better life for her people. These strange yet familiar beings collide in a story that mixes history, politics, and comic book mythology into something totally new. Welcome to 20th Century Men, where the edges of our reality and fiction touch, overlap, and then explode. So, massively critically acclaimed, and as I say, I have a copy of that for myself to tuck into. Next up is Chilling Adventures of Sorcery with a beautiful Francesco Francavilla cover. This is part of the Archie horror line. So this collects a lot of the highlights of the genre from, Afterlife from Archie, from Adventures of Sabrina. Basically, these are some of the most horror-based stories Archie comics have ever published, and all collected into one edition. Next up is Star Wars, so we're continuing on. We're on to volume 7 of the Charles Soule run on Star Wars. This was part of the Dark Droids storyline and covered issues 37 to 41. Epic Collection time, Amazing Spider-Man. This is volume 5. So this is covered still very, very early in Spidey's reign. This is 1968 to 1970 published comics. And it covers Amazing Spider-Man 68 to 85 and annual number 5. And look at the 3 names at the bottom. Lee, Ramita, Buscema. What do you need to know? Back in stock is Bubba Hotep and the Cosmic Bloodsuckers. Anybody who has seen the amazing Bubba Hotep with Bruce Campbell about Elvis, the real Elvis living in a nursing home, teaming up with a black JFK to save everyone from time-jumping mummies. It's absolutely brilliant. But this was a book that tied into that as well. Completely original story and really, really good fun. For those enjoying the X-Men cartoon, we've got X-Men 92. This is one called The World is a Vampire. It was a 5-issue mini-series. Came out in 2016. So all collected into one edition. Speaking of Joe Hill, we also got in Wraith. Now, Wraith, for anybody who is unfamiliar with it, he had a book called NOS 4A2, otherwise known as Nosferatu. And this is basically a new and depraved cast of characters who come to Christmas Land. So this is essentially a tie-in graphic novel to the book. Back in stock, because as soon as it goes out of stock, it's always back in stock. It's Something's Killing the Children. This book is a powerhouse. It always sells, always does really, really well. And anybody who picks up volume 1 is in for the long ride. Brilliant book. So James Tynion IV, of course, on Murder Deladera. I did say there was another Ultimate X-Men trade in here. So this one is Ultimate X-Men number 12. This is written by Brian K. Vaughan and drawn by Stuart Immonen, Steve Dillon, and Tom Rainey. So it looks like we're introducing Gambit there at the back. We got a couple of these in, which are called, this is an older format, but you still see some of them kicking about, called Marvel Premiere Edition. So lovely hardcover editions of classic stories. So what this one is, X-Men Fallen Angels. Madrox and Siren, Sunspot and Warlock, Vanisher and Boom Boom. Mix these 6 unlikely allies with devil dinosaurs, cyborg lobsters, and some teenage runaways, and you've got the Fallen Angels. What wonders await these strange heroes of Beach Street in the paradise of Coconut Grove? Witness one of the most bizarre X-Men adventures of all time. Speaking of the Marvel Premiere Editions, we also have The Thing, which is called Liberty Legion. Move over Invaders, it's the Liberty Legion. They're America's home front superheroes of World War II. Miss America, The Wizard, Thin Man, Red Raven, and more. But when the going gets tough, they may need some help from the future in the form of The Thing and the Fantastic Four. As Nazis threaten to rule the world, the heroes scramble to save the day, featuring the villainy of Red Skull, Brain Drain, U-Man, and more. So this collects Invaders, 1975, number 5 and 6. Marvel Premiere 29 to 30, Fantastic Four Annual, Marvel 2 and 1 20, and also Marvel 2 and 1 Annual. Next up, another Premiere Edition. This is New Mutants, Fall of the New Mutants. So this collects a Zeb Wells run on with Leonard Kirk doing art. New Mutants 15 to 21, to Hell and Back. Another classic story getting the hardcover treatment this week is Superman Emperor Joker. So this was collecting issues 160 to 161 of Superman, a couple of issues of Adventures of Superman, a couple of issues of Man of Steel, a couple of Action Comics, and Superman Emperor Joker as well. So when the Joker is accidentally granted the reality-bending powers of fifth-dimensional imp Mr. Mxyzptlk, things go exactly how you would expect. Up becomes down, left becomes right, Bizarro becomes the world's greatest superhero, and that world is now ruled by forces of chaos and death. It's a hellish nightmare come to life, complete with rubber chickens plus lots and lots of murder. But even a seemingly omnipotent clown prince of crime must have a weakness, and it's up to Superman, the world's most dangerous criminal, to put things right before there's no going back. So, yeah, very highly regarded. Jeff Loeb involved, Ed McGuinness, Joe Kelly, Doug Mank. Brilliant stuff. Next up, so we have some of the sort of smaller printed editions. So you have Strange Academy, The Deadly Field Trip. This is the combination of the 3 one-shots that came out, which was Spider-Man, Moon Knight, and Miss Marvel, was it? Miles Morales, Moon Knight, and Amazing Spider-Man, and it also includes the death of Doctor Strange as well. So that completes the Strange Academy line. We have a new Mighty Marvel Masterworks edition this week, which is Captain America. This covers Tales of Suspense 95 to 99 and Captain America 100 to 105. So Captain America to be reborn. We've got a couple of the webtoon ones being printed now. These have always been popular. So these are originally online comics, but they do so well that they've been put into print. So I have Red Hood Outlaws first of all, which is a brand new number 1. So this is episodes 1 to 11 of the series in the one book. And then we also have volume 3 of Batman Wayne Family Adventures. These have been going down really well anytime we get them in. So this collects episodes 52 to 71. Oh, need to be a bit of a break after all that. Next pile. So we have Harley Quinn Verdict in hitting trade paperback. DC have a habit of putting everything on the hardcover first, but then they put them into trade paperback down the line. So cheaper alternative, same story, just different format. So this covers Harley Quinn 13 to 17 and the How to Train Your Hyena short story from Harley Quinn 30th Anniversary Special. We've got some new Garth Ennis in this week, which is Red Team. This is done through Dynamite Comics with Garth Ennis writing and Craig Cermak on art. So volume 1 is called Red Team, and then you have Red Team Double Tap Center Mass. So this is the first 6 issues here, and then this collects the 9-issue series that follows up. So Red Team is the New York NYPD's elite anti-narcotics unit. They've taken down one drug lord after another with a careful blend of surveillance, violence, and more necessary manipulation of evidence. But now driven beyond distraction by the cruel machinations of murderous gangster Clinton Days, the team are resorting to extreme measures, sending them down a path from which there can be no return. As they're about to discover, doing the wrong thing can be very, very seductive. So in stock this week, we have the trade paperback as well of Superman Action Comics, Rise of Metallo. This collects a new run on Action Comics. Phil Kennedy Johnson, 1051 to 1056. So Rise of Metallo. Green Arrow hits trade this week as well. This is the most recent run. This is the first 6 issues, I believe. Yep, first 6 issues. Joshua Williamson, Sean Isaac, just great to have the Emerald Archer back in comics today. We have X-Men Volume 5. So we're starting to wind down the Krakoa era. Obviously, there's a storyline at the moment, fall of the House of X, Rise of the Powers of 10. That's all going to lead to some sort of new status quo for the X-Men, kicking off in the summer, I believe. So this covers X-Men 25 to 29. That's the Jerry Dugan run after Hickman stepped away. Speaking of Ennis, The Boys #1 back in stock again. We've got the TV cover. The Boys Volume 1, all the Boys volumes, these compendiums or omnibuses, they all have either the original art cover from the book or they have sort of covers with the stars from the TV show. Some people prefer one, some people prefer the other. We tend to try and get both in, but that's the TV cast photo for that one. Next up is Daredevil Modern Era Epic Collection. So this is collecting, I believe, Brian Michael Bendis' run on Daredevil, which is the 1998 run. It covers issues 16 to 31, as well as Daredevil Ninja 1 to 3. So Bendis and Alex Malev's complete gritty reinvention of Daredevil, and it all begins here as well. So very highly recommended that one. More Star Wars Dark Droids. This time this was the mini-series, a collection of one-shots called D-Squad, to do with all the droids, or Droid Squad, if you will. So yeah, this collects the whole 4-issue mini-series. A couple of volumes of Transformers in. This is the older IDW stuff, of course. This is not Image. Image's series is 5 issues deep so far, but nothing in terms of collections. So first of all, you have The World in Your Eyes. This was 1 to 12 of the more recent IDW series in glorious hardcover. But we also managed to get some of the older ones in. So Transformers IDW Collection Volume 9, Phase 2. This collects Transformers issues 39 to 43, More Than Meets the Eye 41 to 44, and Windblade 1 to 5 as well. Omnibus time. So we have Ultimate Spider-Man, The Death of Spider-Man. Spoilers. I have to admit, this has been released in a really weird order because this is part of the Ultimate Spider-Man Omnibus line, of which there are 3 books so far, but the 4th is listed later this year. So the 4th book actually takes place before this one. So why they're releasing this one first, I don't know. But there you go. This covers Ultimate Comics Spider-Man 15 and 150 to 160, Ultimate Comics Avengers versus New Ultimates 1 to 6, and then Ultimate Comics Fallout, which of course heralds the introduction of Miles Morales. A couple more to finish off. We have Night Terror's Terror Titans. This is the last Night Terrors tie-in book. They've been released them all in these nice hardcovers, and this one covers all the Titan stuff. So Titans, Angel Breaker, Ravager, Shazam, and Black Adam. Batman Incorporated, Volume 2. Yep, Volume 2. So this is from the modern run of Batman Incorporated, done by Ed Brisson, John Timms on art, and this collects issues 8 to 12. Also includes a gallery of all covers of the whole series. And we finish off with undoubtedly the best one of them all, if you ask me. This is the Batman Beyond the Animated Series Classics Compendium. So this is the 25th anniversary edition. This collects the original 1999 Batman Beyond miniseries, plus Batman Beyond Volume 2, 1 to 24, and also the appearance in Superman Adventures number 64. So the adventures of Terry McGinnis in a future Gotham with an older Bruce Wayne, all in one lovely compendium. What's cool as well with the compendiums is they're soft cover, so they're not hard cover the way omnibuses are, which means they're a lot cheaper. So with this one, this is coming in at 55, whereas a lot of omnibuses come in at 80, 90, 100, that kind of thing. But yeah, undoubtedly book of the week for me. So that is everything into the store this week. As I said, there's been tons added to the store beyond that. We're just adding stuff all the time. So hopefully we'll see you and you can have a good long look through at all the stuff we have. But in the meantime, as ever, I hope this proved useful, keeping you guys up to date. Hope you're keeping well out there, and I look forward to seeing you in the store throughout the week. Have a great one, guys. See you soon. Take it easy.